Miss LiLi Roquelin will be joining us in a brand new CD. It's called Be Inspired. We're going to sample a couple of tracks and also catch up with LiLi, see what she's been up to lately. And stand by, as we are awaiting the return of the lovely LiLi Roquelin on our airwaves here at WSBS for the Saturday morning chat. Don't go away. Right here on your hometown station, WSBS. The arrival of Miss LiLi Roquelin, and here's a sample tune from her to enjoy before we make connection here on WSBS.
We grow from hate to beat en passion. On s'envolerait loin pour notre monde parfait.
Oh, yes. You might want to call this a collage of LiLi's brand new CD, Be Inspired, and we're going to hear some, real-life tracks coming up as well in the meanwhile. But first, let us bid good morning or bonjour to one of our favorite ladies from across the pond in France. LiLi, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Welcome to your hometown station in the Berkshires and all across the tri-state region, WSBS, and everybody's been waiting for your return appearance here.
Well, thank you for having me. That's awesome.
Oh, well, it's awesome to actually have you aboard as well. And I know that you got a brand new CD out that we're just spotlighting. We just featured snippets of it all over the place over here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for featuring it.
Oh, no problem. It's our pleasure. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you.
But tell us how this new piece of work came out and about over here.
Yeah, well, this album is different than my previous album. It's got more upbeat songs. I'm also playing the ukulele in addition to the piano now. So there's this fresh songs, like you heard in the previews. When you had played last year my Don't You Know It's Christmas single, that was actually a great transition into this new album because that tune already had ukulele and was already upbeat and stuff. And actually that song received the 2018 Best Holiday Song Award at the American Songwriting Awards. So that was pretty cool. That was a nice encouragement. Before, I finished working on the album. I've worked on this album for 2 years, and it's called Be Inspired. And it's got a lot of people on it. It was a lot of work. I directed everything. It was very challenging, but really, really awesome results at the end. So I hope that you like it.
Well, from what I've been listening, it always sounds fantastic because it's your voice and it's your spin on a unique style that you present in your music. When you were growing up in France, I remember reading on your bio and you telling me that you were determined to come to the United States and actually, pursue a recording career. And now, how many years have you been at it? And it's would you call this a dream come true in your life?
I do believe, yes, I am living my dream because I did it. My dream was, to be here and do music and explore what, my creativity and what I have to express. And this is really my life's purpose. So, yeah, I do believe, I made it happen. I kept all the way here and then I never quit. And definitely, I think this is a huge part of what success is. And I'm still here. So I'm in New York City. I've been in New York for 11 years. And before that, I was a few years in Cleveland. I mean, I'm not going to say it's been easy. I mean, nobody's journey is easy.
Yeah.
But, that's how you grow. And so I'm really, really excited about this album.
Well, you actually previewed it a few months ago at a venue called the Bitter End, which I know very well down there in the old hometown. And it was well received from what you told me. And you were playing to a packed house. And the photo I used on the blog that I wrote about you on WSBS.com, the original one that you sent me, cut you halfway.
Oh.
Yeah, these computers have a way of, not matching the featured image. So I said, I better use the alternative of her, with the lights down low playing the ukulele, which is your specialty also. And that's featured quite often in in your latest collection, too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I saw the blog. It's really great. Yeah, it was a great show. It was a lot of work putting together this show too. Well, first of all, I've been working on the album for 2 years, from the beginning of the songwriting until the mastering, and then I set up, the whole distribution, and then of course the show was, booking, and it was a big event. There was a lot going on. There was a red carpet. And then I did a raffle, so that was fun. Actually, people, they always they want everything. So you have to give them everything. And they had a lot of fun, and there was a packed house, which was what I wanted. And I, on stage, I had, so I played the piano and the ukulele on stage, and I had Sam Scorsese on drums, and Curtis Beecraft on guitar, which are a very good musician friends of mine, and it went very well. I was so relieved and happy that it went out, and people really had great reactions to the songs. It's always interesting because you expect people to have a reaction to certain songs, and then they have a reaction to other songs, and you're like, that's interesting. It's always great to see that, Oh,
awesome. Yeah, I know how awesome it was because I've seen snippets of your performance, and if my schedule didn't, get too cluttered over here, I would have been there front row and center to see you because, you made me a fan of your music.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it was a great night. It's too bad you didn't come because it did not snow, and although it was the beginning of December, I was a bit nervous, but it was a beautiful day. But there is the live video the whole concert is on YouTube.
Oh.
So, and it sounds pretty good. I actually edited the sound because, when it's live, it doesn't necessarily come out great. And it was just out of the little Canon camera. And, I'm also an audio producer a little bit, so I worked on that. And I think it sounds really good. So people should check it out. It's, on YouTube, on my LiLi Roquelin YouTube channel. It's there. And there's a bunch of other things.
Well, I'm going to watch that from start to finish when I have a little time in my hands because I'm going to make the impression that I was there to see this live.
Yes, definitely.
And you really hired some pretty interesting people in the music business to help you out with this collection, including Brian Schobel, who worked with such folks as Sir Elton John, Sheryl Crow, and Liz Phair, just to name a few.
Yeah. Brian is really, really great. He has been a veteran in the music industry. I mean, his credits are so long that, it was actually hard to put in my bio, and I'm like, okay, that's what we normally do. You would just say, like you just mentioned, what people he's worked with, and I was like, wow, I don't know which ones to pick because he's got such huge names, and he was very, very kind and very, very professional, and obviously, and it's so refreshing to work with people like this for me because I have high standards. And, sometimes in the indie world, you can't really get, people that are going to be really on top of their stuff. So, that was wonderful. And I have a very long list of people in the credits. I had Juan Pablo Ordonez on the guitars. He's Argentinian. And I had Ben Bruce in Nashville on the guitars. For the mastering, I had Joe Lambert, and he's worked with Sinead O'Connor and Moby. So it was great. I managed about a dozen people on the whole project, from like the music to the cover art.
Well, Joe is a premier mix master, and he pretty much has good credentials as well. So you had some pretty impressive people helping you out with this collection. No wonder it took 2 years to produce.
Yes, definitely. I think the production is very full. It's got a lot, obviously, mostly live instruments. I still added in the background some synths and things like this because, I play the piano and the synths, and I have a production software for the synths. So, there's still some electronic in there in the background, but it's very, it's very, very live. And my cover, Come As You Are, I did the whole thing on it, a bit like I had on my previous albums. It's that piano, and then it's got a lot of like what we call tapes type of sampling. It's like backward sounds, and it gives it this like really atmospheric sound. So it was a lot of work. I had 12 people, but I think what's hard is to select those people because, when you say, I have this project, there's usually a lot of people that say, oh, yeah, I want to work on it and this and that. And then you have to have really good management skills,
Absolutely.
And sometimes, some of them, I had only a couple issues like this where I auditioned them or they did some test tracks and stuff, and it was not good. So I had to say, that's just not good. And you have to have that strength, and put the music first, put the project first. I think that can be a little bit challenging at first because, all musicians are nice. It doesn't mean, they're not nice or whatever, but sometimes it just does not fit. On the other hand, everybody else was just fantastic. I had on the strings, I had Yann Marc. He's actually in France, and he did that all the way from France. With digital music, it's so nice because we can do this remotely.
Yes.
And the bassist on a few of the tracks too was Matt Seal, and he's in London. So that was pretty cool. There's always some great bass players out in the UK,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you basically covered all bases in getting this record produced over here across the pond and here in this country as well. When we were chatting earlier this week to get this interview off and rolling on WSBS, you were telling me about a documentary that you wanted to focus on.
Yes, I. In addition of working on the launch of the album, the show, I also, which sounds crazy, right? But that's how I am. I also worked on a documentary, and we shot it before the album was released, and I got it edited with a very, very good video producer. His name is Juan David Villa. It was shot at Finch Recording Studio here in Long Island City. So it's basically the story behind each song. I present what the story is about, on the song, and I talk about who I work with, and we have some behind-the-scenes shots in there. And the documentary, it's for a short documentary. It's just 7 minutes long. So, you got to keep people interested. If they say it's too long, they're not going to watch how it is. So I was like, I got to keep this under 10 minutes because, people's attention span is not, the highest right now. So it's just 7 minutes, and it tells everything. And I also talked about the cover art. It's a double photography concept on the cover art, which is what I wanted, and I had a great artist work on it. And, it represents basically, it's an image of the south of France, the Mediterranean Sea where I'm from, and it's kind of blended in my head, and to kind of show, that's my inspiration. The ocean's always been a big inspiration for me. So, and I think he did a great job. It came out really nice.
Well, amidst the success of the CD right now, what's next on your agenda, dear?
I am working on a bunch of different scenes right now. There's some shows coming up, but I am also planning on going to LA in the spring, hopefully April, May. So I'd like to do a few weeks and do some shows there. So go find the sun after the winter, hopefully we'll be getting out from here, So, I've never been to LA. I've been to San Francisco, but I've never been to LA, and I'm really excited to go and see it and do a few shows there and visit and see what it's about. I know the West Coast is pretty awesome. The Southern California, I don't know that area at all. So, and I'm always working on side projects. in the studio. You know, I do a little bit of voiceover. So that's very exciting too. Voiceover is fun, as you might know.
Yes, I do quite a bit of it myself.
You know, you have a great voice.
Thank you. You're so kind.
I don't know if you can do that in French like I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I can specialize in Greek if you know that.
Yes.
Because I'm of that descent over here. All right, I'm running out of time, dear. I'd love to chat some more, but let's close out and kind of tell people how they can find you on the World Wide Web. Of course, that documentary that we were talking about is available on your website, LiLiRoquelin.com, which I put a link on the blog that I put yesterday at WSBS.com. Am I correct on that?
Yes. The documentary is on YouTube. So my website is LiLi Roquelin, LiLiRoquelin.com. I am everywhere on social media. It's at LiLi Roquelin on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you know, and Facebook. So check it out, guys. And the album is on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and there are previews on SoundCloud and on my website. And I'm also offering autographed limited edition CDs on my website, as well as download postcards, and this is all on my website.
Well, listen, such a pleasure to always have you on the radio with me over here. One of these days you're going to have to come up here to Great Barrington so we can do this one-on-one. How's that sound?
Definitely. That sounds great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're such a darling. I mean, you know, ever since I first connected with you, I've automatically said to myself, I mean, there's a great friendship between me and this young lady, and I'm truly a fan of your music, and I'm glad that a lot of people are exposing themselves to this brand new CD, which took a while to break out. It's called Be Inspired. Definitely get that into your collection, and make sure you had a good autographed copy as well. That's always a good thing.
Yes, definitely.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
Au revoir, bonne journée.
And listen, we'll chat again real soon, okay? I promise you that, okay?
Definitely. I will definitely be there.
All right, Lily. Much love and good luck, and we'll talk soon, okay, dear?
Okay, bye-bye.
You take care, darling. Bye-bye now. Oh, yes, the lovely LiLi Roquelin. And what we're going to do is let's take a quick time out, and we'll feature a pair of her songs from her upcoming CD right after this here on WSBS. Such a joy to have the lovely LiLi Roquelin on the air with us again on the Saturday morning chat. Mwah. She's such a darling. I mean, really. True friend and big fan of her music. And as a matter of fact, let's sample a pair from her brand new CD, Be Inspired. First, we're going to rise above and then make you feel good right here on your hometown station, WSBS.
All the different places in the country, and all the different people in each city. Let go of hate to be compassionate. We are still meant to live together. Reach out and understand each other. Rise above so you can find your true identity. Rise above for yourself and all humanity. When you look beyond the world's polarity, rise above, free your heart from animosity, and we can all join the oneness of love, love, love.
For details and disclosures, visit mildred-le.edu/disclosures.
Feel good, feel so good. Every day is a new beginning. Feel good, feel so good. It's just the way I look at things. Feel
Oh, she does make you feel good when you listen to her sing, doesn't she? The lovely LiLi Roquelin from her CD, Be Inspired, double shot from the lovely lady that hails from France. And she was our featured guest this morning on the Saturday AM chat here on your hometown station in the Berkshires and all across the tri-state region, 860 AM, 94.1 FM, WSBS. We are also streaming live online at WSBS.com. And coming up, we'll have...